Here's Jack Musa on the breakaway, looking for two, he's got it! Jack Musa across to O'Hara, he scores! That's a program record for point streak! Here's Santos Mills on the doorstep, they score!
Hello everyone and welcome back to the UMass Hockey Preview Show presented by UMass Journalism. Along with Jacob Repper and UMass Hockey Captain Owen Murray, I am John Ruggiero. Owen, thanks for joining us here. Really appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, boys. Excited to do this.
Of course. On this show, we'll look back at the biggest series of the season against UConn. We'll do a deep dive into the series against Boston College on Thursday, then round out the show with UNH on Saturday. So, Owen, how are you feeling this week coming off of a big weekend?
Yeah, that was obviously a really exciting weekend. Good start up in UConn and a really good crowd on Saturday night that we really enjoyed, and glad it finished the way it did. We just got to keep pushing strong from here on out.
Oh, in February, obviously a great month for you guys. We'll talk about that in just a few moments, but you look at March, you guys have done some real damage, especially last year, 4-2-1. You excited to get back into this swing of things?
Absolutely. This is the best time of year. This is, as Carv always says, we play our best hockey down the stretch, and as the weather gets warmer, the hockey always gets better. So we just got to keep pushing forward and win some more hockey games.
Played some pretty good hockey this past weekend against UConn. Let's take a look at it. The Friday game. Owen, you opened the scoring here. Take me through this goal.
Great play by Mellenbacher, delaying high in the zone, and from there making the play over to me and getting a quick shot through with the screen from O'Neill. Really good way to start our weekend, I feel like.
That made it 1-0 for the Minutemen, but then 8 minutes later, Jake Richard on the power play made it 1-1, tied it up. A tight game, and look at this drive from the point. Michael Robel, nothing he could do on that one. Tie game, 1-1 in the first period.
And then for the Minutemen, they will come back and take the lead here. Hanrahan to Kosman in front. He misses the one-timer, but cleans up the dirty laundry and takes the lead 2-1, banks it off of a UConn player and in.
Minutemen up 2-1. We go to the third period, shorthanded. Oh, and everybody likes a shorthanded goal. It's your buddy Francesco Del Elche.
That's a nice little rush here. Good start in the D zone. Nice play by Musa, and upstairs, Grandma keeps the cookies.
That all started with a big block from you, Owen, back on the other end, and then Del Elche finishes it. Great goal by him, shorthanded, and the special teams keep rolling for you guys. Yenchko with the one-timer. How about that goal from Yenchko?
Oh, he needed that. It's been a while since we got a goal from him, and you can see the excitement. We really enjoyed that one.
No goals in 19 games played. Then it's Vaslav Nestrasil, his first in 9 games played. Buries that one. That gives you guys a massive lead, and that about seals it for you guys. How about Nestrasil as well?
Oh, big time goal for him. We really need him going down the stretch, and hopefully that sparks him.
Michael Rabel finishes the Friday game with 37 saves. Del Elche, 4 points in his last 3, and as we said, Yenchko, he's first in 19. So a big win down in Stores. I'm sure you guys were fired up after the 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a place where we've played really well as of recent, and we kept it going on Friday. So we really needed those 3 points, and now the standings are getting even tighter.
What's the bus ride back to Amherst like after that win?
A little bit of excitement, but rest and relax. Quick turnaround the next day. You got to be ready to go and do it all again the next day.
All right, and then the next day, UConn once again back at home in Amherst. Let's take a look at how that one went down. It all starts here for the Minutemen. Justin Kerr with 1:23 to go in the first, snipes one.
Yeah, nice little play on the entry by I think it was Hanrahan again, and not quite the Selly.
Very similar to the night before. It's another goal from UConn. They make it 1-1. Joey Muldowney from Ryan Tattle beats Michael Robel. 1-1 game.
Yeah, nice little play by them off the faceoff.
Trey Scott took the lead for UConn, and then the Minutemen respond with Lucas Olvestad tying it at 2 before the third.
And we go to the third period, 3 minutes in. Jake Percival, hate to see this, Owen, banks it off of Lucas Olvestad into the open net.
Yeah, unfortunate bounce. Nice play by Percival there, but luckily, as we'll see here shortly, the response came quick.
Shortly, only 30 seconds later, Owen, Jack Musa in front off a great feed from Van Tassel.
Yeah, nice play. Musa going to the back post uncovered, and quick bury to get us back to even.
Musa's 15th goal this season. Look at these dangles out in front. Michael Robel, phenomenal in the shootout. Take it away, Owen.
Oh, wow. I mean, this was a phenomenal performance from him start to finish. 50-plus saves. Nice goal by Janko. And as you could see, that crowd pop on the Musa shootout goal was something special. So really appreciative for that crowd.
Michael Rabel saves 50 in this game, and UMass takes 5 of 6 from UConn. An unbelievable showing this past weekend. Obviously, it goes down as a tie in the NPI, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But, Owen, I mean, I'm sure you guys were hoping for a majority of points this past weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew what the job was, as Coach Carville said earlier in the week. He had this circled on his calendar earlier in the year, and I think so did everybody else. We really needed those ones, and I'm really happy that we were able to get 5 of 6.
Why don't we take a look at Michael Robel's numbers here, John, because he was phenomenal. Those 2 games, he's been phenomenal all year, though, Owen, because you look at the beginning of the season, struggled a little bit. What have you seen from him mentally and in between the pipes to win Goaltender of the Week?
Yeah, it seems like every year second half comes around and he plays his best hockey when we need him to. This is a performance for the ages, the run he's on right now. I've never seen anything like it. And hard to describe when he's making behind-the-back saves and everything else just to keep the puck out, but we really need him, and very fortunate that he's playing as well as he is.
He has 10 wins in his last 13 games and boasts a .934 save percentage and a .206 goals against average, which is way better than it was earlier in the season. It's been a huge resurgence for Michael Rabel in 2026.
Yeah, absolutely. Once the calendar turned, I think he got a good reset at home over Christmas break, and all we see is pretty well goose eggs or 1 goal against almost every single night. So just need him to keep doing his thing, and we'll score 2 or 3, and we'll find a way to win.
What's he like on the ice, Owen? Because we talked to him after the game. Very soft-spoken, doesn't say a lot, but is he a communicative goaltender to you guys?
I feel like he's really found his voice this year. He's becoming a leader as the year goes along. He's really communicative with the defensemen especially, and in the locker room he's been huge too at times, just keeping the guys level-headed when we get a lead or when we need certain things in different situations. So he's really grown in his time here.
Here's what Coach Carville had to say about Michael Rabel after the tie on Saturday.
He's got like a .960 save percentage since January 1st. He's like a lot of players. He's building confidence. He's been there 3 years. He's got a lot of experience that allows you. He gets good coaching from Steve Masterler, our goalie coach, and he's got a team in front of him that's usually fairly defends fairly well. Tonight, not so much, but he's in a groove. He's in a zone.
With only 2 games left in the regular season for UMass, we're going to check in on the NPI rankings. UMass, they're in 20th after this weekend, after taking the majority of points from UConn, but the overall NPI for the Minutemen did move upwards, Jacob.
It certainly did, John. I've been perusing through Twitter a lot, and you see a lot of controversy over there. A lot of people think the Minutemen should be higher up in the NPI, but they put themselves in a really good chance to make a move here, John. We're going to talk about BC in a little bit, but getting 5 out of 6 points against UConn, although they didn't exactly fall down, UConn that is, they positioned themselves pretty nicely to make a run here.
Yeah, they sure did. And I mean, for UMass, they went from 1.5 NPI points from being away from the auto bid spot to only 0.7. So they cut the lead in half, basically, even though UMass is in 20th. But right now it's Tuesday, the day of us filming this. So by Thursday, the rankings will be a little bit different. UMass could be in 19th and UConn could be in 14th because the AHA tournament is tonight. Army plays, and that has some ramifications.
It certainly does. I do want to say, John, we might not have talked about this as well. UMass can still make the tournament if they win the Hockey East Championship, of course, just so folks know that. But in terms of that national tournament bid, got to be somewhere in that 13-14 spot if they want to go dancing.
Yeah, and right now, of course, in 4th in the Hockey East for the Minutemen, in position to get a first-round bye and a home game in the second round with 37 points. UConn 38 points in 3rd, BC 39 points in 2nd. So huge time of the year for the Minutemen. Oh, and I'll ask you about it briefly here. I mean, obviously, you guys probably trying not to look at the standings, but I mean, is that your mindset first of all?
Yeah, we're not really focused on it inside our locker room. We had a good talk about it yesterday. Just focusing on the process in our game. Everything that we do on the ice impacts that, and we shouldn't really have to worry about it as long as we take care of our own business.
Real quick, what was last year like going to the NCAA tournament?
That was a lot of fun. Obviously, we had a good second half push last year, and that kind of just steams momentum as you go along. Obviously, would have liked to had a better run in the Hockey East tournament, but it's good to know that your play gets reflected and you get rewarded as you go along in those standings.
UMass with another Hockey East game coming up this Thursday. It's against Boston College, and we'll take the graphic here and we'll look in on the Eagles. 19-12-1 this season. As I mentioned, they are currently second in Hockey East with a big goal scorer at the top, Jacob.
That's for sure. You got to watch out for James Hagens. I might have to tell our viewers this, but Owen, you certainly know this. Hagens, the Boston Bruins prospect. What can you tell me about his play and trying to lock him up?
Oh, he's obviously a really dynamic player, especially a dynamic skater. The way he sees the ice and is able to keep his feet moving around the zone makes it tough for defenders to stay up with him. But we got to check him tight on Thursday and not give him any space.
BC did lose 2 straight games to BU this past weekend, so a bit of a slide for the Eagles. Owen, what's the mindset going into this game against the Eagles?
Just playing fast, putting pressure on them, getting around the crease. Obviously, I think we're hoping we can win this goaltending battle, but it's gonna come down to who checks better and who's playing faster in the O-zone. So just got to get around the net and bang away at some good chances in front.
Does that Thursday-Saturday sequence have anything to do with your preparation?
A little bit. It's kind of nice getting a little bit of a break, kind of a more pro hockey schedule this weekend, and 2 different opponents. So you got to completely game plan for 2 different teams. So it'll be a lot of fun getting a little travel day in between and 2 different opponents.
Of course, the final opponent will be UNH on Saturday. UMass played UNH a couple weekends ago. And we're going to take a look at the big board over here. Owen, take me through this goal here by Lucas Kletchko. You had a big role in this one with the assist.
Yeah, obviously it starts with a really fast transition, something that we've been working on all second half. All 3 forwards getting above the checkers of UNH, fast into the neutral zone, which moves the play into the O-zone. Obviously, great little play by Kletchko to protect the puck and get deep and delay in the zone there. And then from there, makes a nice play up to me here and sets a little quiet pick right about there, which allows me to kind of get a step on these 2 checkers here. And as it comes around, gives me a little bit of space to come around the net. And as you can see, Kletchko beats the checker to the inside, and something that Coach Carvel always talks about is getting pucks to the back post. So really nice goal by Kletchko, being able to get in there and got us on the right track that Friday night.
It sure did. Only 41 seconds. And if we could roll it back just a hair, and with Owen right behind the net here, I wanted to ask you, I mean, you can't see with all the students here, but you're right here. I mean, there's 2 UNH players right here. Is that what's preventing you from just going here, but obviously you end up going around this way? So what's the mindset like with that?
Yeah, obviously another thing Coach Carvel will always talk about is 2 checkers checking 1 guy with the puck. Usually that's going to leave somebody open on the ice. And in that situation, that obviously did kind of left me space to come out the weak side. And no stick in front by the UNH defender leaves Kletchko free. So looking for that play almost every time if it's available.
Awesome. A great assist for you. You said before you were looking for it. You've been looking for it for a while. So yeah. Awesome job there. And as I said, UNH on Saturday. Don't miss it. Final regular season game. UNH, they're coming off of a split against Providence, a big outcome for them, taking one from the Friars. So, Owen, given that, I mean, you can't count out these Wildcats.
Yeah, obviously, they've shut out a couple good opponents in a row. They got us and then Providence. So they're a good, tight-checking defensive team, and they gave us trouble on their home ice. So we got to find a way to generate a little more offense when we get back there on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that too much, Owen. We talked to you after the game there, pretty disappointed, but felt like you guys had a lot of opportunities. You just couldn't find the back of the net.
Yeah, we had a lot of puck possession that game, but I think they blocked north of 20 shots in that game. So it's going to be up to our defensemen when we get chances at the point to get them through next time, and that'll be the real challenge on how we're going to have to beat them.
Final thoughts here, Owen. Obviously, before that, a big game against BC. What's your message to the UMass faithful?
Oh, it's just been a lot of fun this second half, having the sold-out building. And we need them one more time right now, and then hopefully for a home playoff game in a week from now as well. So really appreciative for everybody showing up. And once again, need them on Thursday.
Get that Twitter post ready.
Yeah, I'll get one going.
All right, well, that wraps up the final regular season episode of the UMass Hockey Show presented by UMass Journalism. Owen, thank you so much for coming on set. Really appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, boys. Had a blast.
It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll have you back maybe in the near future, but that about wraps it up. You'll see Owen and the Minutemen this Thursday and Saturday, like we mentioned. You'll see John and I the same time next week where we set the scene for the Hockey East tournament. We'll see you then.